Hey everybody, it's Craig back to here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to bias the EVH 5153 Stealth head. Now what we'll cover in this video will apply both to the 50 watt head and the 100 watt head. Now what's great about the Stealth models in the EVH lineup is that you can check the bias of your power tubes. So when would you want to do that? Well, let's say that you bought this used and you're curious what the bias in the tubes are. Or let's say you've got some stock tubes and you wonder what it was set at the factory. All you have to do is use a multimeter. I'll give you a closer look at this one and how it works in a second. And then you can check the bias of your power tubes. Also, if you decide to change your power tubes, let's say you want maybe to experiment with some different power tubes, or it doesn't sound as good as you think it is, or maybe your power tubes are getting old, then all you gotta do is swap out a matched pair of power tubes, and then you can bias the amp yourself. So it's about, I think, roughly $200 more from the version 2 head, the 50 watt head. And so for the extra $200 to have the convenience of being able to check your bias yourself, I think it's well worth it, as well as there's some tonal differences with the Stealth versus the version 2 head. Anyway, let's get right into this. Basic multimeter. I'll put the model number below in the description, but you don't have to have this exact model. And then what you want to do is you want to set this for measuring direct current. So that looks like a V with a straight line and some dots underneath it. I'll show a zoom in of what you need to set this at. And I have it at 200 M. Now I've got these ratings for the power tubes from Howard Kaplan, who used to be the engineer at Fender, and now he has his own amp restoration business. I'll put a link to Howard's business below this too if you would like him to maybe work on your 5150. Anyway, here's a quote from Facebook. I asked Howard what the bias should be set at, because on the internet you'll see all kinds of people saying all kinds of different things, but Howard was the engineer that worked on the 5150 for years, so I thought he would be a good person to ask. Now he said each tube should be set at 30 millivolts DC. So that's each tube. So for example, this 50 watt head should be set at 60 millivolts DC, 60. Now if it's the 100 watt head, then it would be 120. So double that. Now from the factory, this was set at 45 millivolts DC. So biased quite cold. Now the thing is, if you bias it too cold, you could have crossover distortion. And if you bias it too hot, well then you can burn out your tubes too soon. So I set mine to 58. I felt like that would be a safe window. Now the thing is, if you do have a multimeter, you can experiment. You can set it at 60, you could set it at 50, you could set it at 40, and have a listen for yourself, because these are just numbers, and sometimes it helps to listen to see what you prefer. Now, like I said, sometimes from the factory they set it cold because they want to preserve the tube life as long as possible, and they don't want to have any warranty claims if your tubes burn out too soon. So anyway, something to keep in mind. So I'll show you now how to measure this and how to adjust the bias. All right, one thing I wanted to mention was you should measure this on the clean channel. So that's the number 1 channel, green channel. And you want to turn the gain down and you want to turn the volume down when you do this measurement. So once again, set your amp to the number 1 channel, the clean channel, the green channel. Take the gain, which is the interior concentric knob, the silver one. Take the gain all the way down, and also take the volume down. So those are the silver ones, the concentric knobs. Make sure they're both at 0 for gain, 0 for volume. In the last step, we set the amp to the number 1 channel, the green channel, the clean channel. We roll the gain, the volume all the way down. Now make sure you have a load on your amp for this, so I'm plugged into the cabinet. Also make sure that you have your ohm setting right. This is a 16 ohm cabinet, so you can see you can choose between 4, 8, or 16, so that's set correctly. Now I have my red lead at the top, the black lead at the bottom. And right here, you just undo that screw. That is where you'll make your adjustment. Now it's a small common slot, so you'll need a small common screwdriver. And I'm in standby. I'm going to turn this on. And right now you can see the multimeter is starting to read. So right now it's set for 54.8. So the last time I checked it, it was 58. So there seems to be some variance as far as what you set this at and how warm the amp is. And it seems like from day to day, it varies a couple of millivolts. So I'm going to make a small tweak, and you'll see how I do that. All right, so to increase the millivolts, the bias, you turn it clockwise. And you only have to do it very lightly, like a very, very small tweak. And to bring the bias down, you go counterclockwise. And again, it's a common, very small, common screwdriver slot. Now, the bonus about this is you could check your bias once a month if you want it, once a week. Really doesn't matter, but right now you can see I'm at 58.5. So I'm just under 60. I'm happy with that because, like I said, I noticed there's like maybe a millivolt or two variance from day to day. And so I think that'd be a good setting. I don't think it'll go over 60 if you've got it at 58.5. But like I said, feel free to experiment. All right, so that wraps up this video. I'm going to put some links below in the description box where you can find out more about Howard Kaplan's amp restoration business. I'll put a link to that down there. As well, if you have any comments or questions, you can post them down below. So another thing I forgot to mention was it's probably a good idea to warm up your amp for 5 to 10 minutes. I forgot to do that in this video, so I'll probably check the bias again next time I play. But anyway, that's how you do the bias. So just to recap, for the 50 watt Stealth, Howard recommends 60 millivolts DC. For the 100 watt head, he recommends double that, so 120, although some people prefer to bias their amps a little cold, and that's really up to you. So if you want to experiment, I would say don't go over 60 on the 50, don't go over 120 on the 100 watt, but you could do it at 55, see how it sounds, try it at 50. 45 is what mine was set at, so that's 15 millivolts DC lower than what Howard recommended. So anyway, I changed the tubes. Now, I wanted to mention too, I'm not sure what the tubes were in here on the website. It says they were Shuang, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Chinese tubes in the Stealth, but I heard good things about the Sovtech 606 WXT Plus. I'll put a link to those tubes below. And there was a rumor I read on the internet that somebody saw a 5150 head from 5150 Studios, and it had some Sovtech tubes in there. And I'm sure Eddie's used a bunch of different power amp tubes, preamp tubes over the years. But anyway, I bought these at the tube store. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but you can get these tubes pretty much at any retailer. I think you can get these at Tube Amp Doctor, Amplified Parts, Tube Store, Tube Depot, a lot of different places. And I heard good things about these tubes, so I thought, well, I wasn't 100% happy with the sound. And I've had the first version, the EVH 5153 version 1. I had that for about 9 years, so I know what it should sound like. I've also had the original 5150 head, the PV version, and the version 2, so I kind of have an idea what they sound like. And when I plugged this in, it just didn't have that roar that this amp has, the 5150 series. And so I suspected that maybe they were lower quality tubes. Because if you think about it, if you're putting out an amp, you're probably going to put the cheapest tubes you can in it just to save some money. So I thought I'd give these a try. I put these in. I just asked for a matched pair. Another thing too, if your tubes aren't matched, your power tubes aren't matched closely, that could affect the sound of your output, as well too as the phase inverter tube that is just before this. So that's a 12AX7. Make sure that you have a balanced 12AX7 in your phase inverter slot, because that way it will share the signal evenly with your power tubes. Anyway, these are Sovtech 606 WXT Pluses, and they sound great. I noticed a huge difference. I didn't do any sound clips, but because I find that it doesn't do it justice on YouTube with all the audio compression and things like that, but hearing the amp in the room, when I put these new tubes in and biased it, it was just like, it just had so much more punch. It was like a big thump, a big roar. It was like more articulate, more bassy sounding. It brought it right to life. And I was like, oh, that's how the 5150 sounds. So it wasn't really sounding like that roar. So another tip too, we'll cover this in another video, is if you're hearing a lot of noise, it could be your preamp tubes. So important stages are V1. Also for the red channel, number 3, V2, very important as far as having a very quiet tube in those spots. So in another video, I'll cover where to get some premium quiet tubes for those slots. So look out for that video. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions, post them down below. And like I said, everything I talked about in this video, I'll put links in the description box below this video as well. Anyways, Craig back to here. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful at all, give me a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, I cover a lot of different things on this channel, from photography, videography, obviously amps, guitars, stuff like that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.